Your person is endlessly captivated by how intuitive and intellectual you are. It's as if you carry an innate understanding of the world and the people in it, reading between the lines, sensing emotions that aren't spoken aloud, and seeing truths others try to hide. There's no disguising anything from you. Your energy draws out the raw, authentic side of everyone you encounter, almost like a mirror that reflects their truest self. You notice the subtle details that most overlook, and your careful nature means you are intentional about who you allow into your inner circle. To your person, this makes you rare, someone who isn't swayed by charm alone, but who values depth, authenticity, and trust. It both fascinates and frustrates them that so many people seem to have a crush on you. Your magnetic presence naturally attracts admiration, yet what drives them wild is knowing that you don't give just anyone the same kind of attention you once gave them. They can still remember the way you made them feel when your focus was on them alone, how seen, understood, and special they felt in your presence. That memory lingers in their heart, a treasure they replay over and over again. They are in awe of your ability to manifest what you desire. To them, it's almost magical, how your intentions seem to take root and grow into reality with such ease. You dream, you believe, and then somehow you make it happen. Alongside that, they adore the way you carry yourself in conversation. You're fun to talk to, filled with clever wit and a good sense of humor that makes people feel light-hearted and at ease. But even with all your warmth and charm, they know there is a part of you that retreats when you feel hurt or misunderstood. It wounds them deeply to recall those moments when you disconnected from them, creating a space that felt cold and unreachable. After they walked away, they remember watching you turn inward, being harder on yourself than you ever should have been. That image still stirs guilt within them. To this day, they hold themselves responsible for the pain and suffering they caused you. Yet alongside the remorse is a swelling pride. They have watched from afar as you rebuilt yourself, carved out a respected place in the world, and grew into an even stronger, more self-assured version of yourself. You've developed a name that stands on its own, a reputation not just for your achievements, but for your kindness, resilience, and depth. They can see how much inner work you've done, and they admire it deeply. They miss the feeling of safety that came with opening up to you. You were their confidant, someone who listened without judgment, who offered understanding without conditions. Your compassion created a space where they could be vulnerable, a space they haven't been able to find with anyone else since. Your pure heart still pulls them back in their thoughts, like a moth drawn to a warm and steady flame. No matter how far they've gone, no matter how much time has passed, there's something about your spirit that calls them home. One of the qualities they admire most is your outlook on life. Even when challenges come, you search for the lesson, the silver lining, the piece of hope buried beneath the hardship. You're an overthinker, yes, but you somehow turn that overthinking into something productive, analyzing not to dwell in negativity, but to find clarity, solutions, and better paths forward. Your optimism isn't naive, it's rooted in wisdom and experience, and it's something they find inspiring. They remember how you have always been there for those close to you, offering help without expecting anything in return. You even helped them believe in the possibility of better outcomes when they were drowning in doubt. You reminded them that life can turn around, that the future can hold beauty again. And you didn't just say it, you lived it. You took pride in your identity, your values, and in the way you were raised. That authenticity commands respect, and they hold an immense amount of it for you. Your energy and charisma remain irresistible to them. Even after the miscommunication and misunderstandings that pulled you apart, even after the silence that followed, the pull toward you hasn't weakened. When thoughts of you creep into their mind, they sometimes try to push them away, telling themselves to move on. But the memories have a stubborn way of resurfacing, and with them comes a longing to make things right. They've found themselves reminiscing about the past more and more lately, reliving conversations, smiles, moments of quiet connection. They imagine what it would feel like to bridge the distance between you, to put their heart into words and lay it before you, hoping you'll see the truth, that you still mean more to them than anyone else. They have realized, with a clarity that stings, that you are the one. No one else compares. And so, they are quietly trying to find a way back, even if they aren't ready to admit it openly. Day and night, they feel your energy as if it lingers in the air around them. It's not just memory, it's presence. They want to offer you romance again, to love you in a way that feels mutual and whole. And deep down, they sense that the feelings are still there for you too, like an ember waiting for the right spark. There is a shift coming, a blessing that has been slowly making its way into your life. It's something you've been wishing for, maybe even praying for, and it's about to arrive. When it does, it will be like finding the missing piece of a puzzle, the one piece that makes the picture complete. Everything will fit perfectly, neatly, as though it was always meant to be. This isn't just about chance, it's the result of the journey you've both taken, the lessons you've both learned, and the growth you've both undergone. Your connection is not gone. It has been tested, stretched, and shaped into something deeper. Now, it is on the verge of coming together again, stronger and more certain than before. You are about to step into a moment where what you've been hoping for will finally stand before you, not as a dream, but as reality. And when it does, it will feel as if the universe itself conspired to bring the two of you back to where you've always belonged, in each other's hearts. Last night, I experienced a very different kind of happiness, one that felt deeper, more spiritual, and unlike anything I had felt before. It was the kind of happiness that doesn't come from material things or fleeting moments, but from something far greater and more profound. It felt as though my heart had opened in a way it never had before, as if I had spoken directly to God in my sleep. In my dream, I found myself standing in a place of pure light, a place that felt safe, sacred, and serene. I knew instantly that I was in the presence of something divine. My soul overflowed with gratitude, and I began thanking God for the life He had given me, for the love, the experiences, the challenges, and even the lessons that had shaped me. There was a warmth in my heart so intense that I thought it might burst. And then, you appeared beside me. You were smiling, your eyes filled with the same light that surrounded us. Without a word, you reached out and took my hand, and in that moment, I felt an even deeper sense of completeness. We stood there together, our hands intertwined, both of us offering our thanks to God. Tears welled up in our eyes, tears of joy, of gratitude, of an overwhelming recognition that we were exactly where we were meant to be. It wasn't just about being thankful for life itself, it was about being thankful for each other, for our love, for the journey that had brought us together. We thanked God profusely for blessing our union, for allowing our souls to meet and recognize one another. It was as if our voices were carried upward, reaching Him with perfect clarity. And then, in my dream, God smiled at us, a smile so full of love and understanding that it melted away every worry, every fear, every doubt I had ever held. His blessing poured over us like warm sunlight after a long winter, and I knew in that moment that we had received the gift we had been longing for. Our hearts felt full to the brim, yet our minds were completely blank. We could not find words to express what was happening. Instead, we stood in a peaceful silence, letting the reality of the moment wash over us. We didn't need to speak, our hearts understood everything. It was then that I realized something: when love is blessed by God Himself, there is no greater proof needed to believe that two people truly belong together. It is a seal that no circumstance, no challenge, and no passage of time can break. That knowledge settled deep into my being, and even as the dream began to fade, the feeling remained. When I woke up, there was still a soft glow in my heart. It was as if the dream had followed me into the waking world, wrapping me in a sense of peace I had never known before. I felt lighter, freer, as though every wish I had ever carried had already been fulfilled. The air seemed fresher, the light seemed brighter, and everything around me looked new, as though the world itself had been quietly renewed overnight. I found that I had no complaints, no fears, no lingering doubts. Instead, there was a steady calm inside me, as if some quiet miracle had taken place in my life while I slept. Even though I knew it had only been a dream, I couldn't shake the feeling that something within me had shifted in a permanent way. I felt more positive than ever before, as though I had been infused with new energy. My heart was vibrant, my spirit was lifted, and a quiet joy seemed to radiate through me. It wasn't the kind of happiness that depends on external events, it was something purer, more enduring. It felt divine, as though a spark of heaven itself had touched my soul. As I went about my day, I kept thinking back to that dream. I kept replaying the moment when we stood hand in hand, our eyes filled with tears of gratitude, while God's smile wrapped around us like a blessing. The memory filled me with a warmth that words can't quite capture. It was more than just a dream, it was an experience, a message, perhaps even a gentle reminder that our love is not just chance or coincidence, but something greater, something sacred. And now, even as I write this, I realize that this is the first time I have felt something so completely pure. It's as if the dream lifted a veil I didn't even know was there, revealing the depth of love, gratitude, and peace that is possible when we trust in something higher. I don't know if there's a word that perfectly describes what I'm feeling. It's beyond happiness, beyond joy. It's serenity, fulfillment, and reverence all rolled into one. If this is what heaven feels like, then truly, heaven is not just a place, it's a state of the heart. And right now, I'm living in it. It's beautiful.